Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. So for tonight's pantry challenge dinner, I am making some chicken and broccoli in brown sauce, and this is the 2 chicken breasts I had left over from my last canning session that you saw. I canned the chicken. This is what was left over. So I just marinated it with some dressing and some seasonings, and now I'm just going to fry it up in some seasoned fat that I have left over from when I made the beef broth. And I also have my rice back here cooking. So that's what I'm going to be doing for dinner tonight. I'm just going to let this melt, and then I'm just going to cook my chicken first, and then I'll make my brown sauce, and then I'll add my veggies in there. So I'm just going to put a brown on this, pretty much cook it all the way through. And then I'm going to start my brown sauce. And here it is. I'm starting my brown sauce right in the same frying pan as I had before. So after all my spices, a little bit of toasted sesame seed oil, I'm adding some salt and pepper. I added a bit of brown sugar. I'm going to thicken this up, and I'm going to call it good. I'm not going to do anything, extravagant with this sauce. It's going to come together. I'm going to add my veggies, and I'm going to put it over rice. So that's tonight's dinner, chicken and broccoli in brown sauce over brown rice. So tonight for dinner, I am going to make a beef stroganoff. I have some white egg noodles here. I have the sour cream that I showed you how, I'll put the clip and show you how I made this at the end. Mushrooms, an onion, some garlic, and yesterday I marinated some beef that I just chunked up. So that's ready to go. So we're going to get this started. In my frying pan, I'm using up that oil fat that came off my beef stock. So that's what you see in there right now. I'm going to let that come to sort of warm, not really piping hot, but before I put my meat in. So I've got that melted down, and it's nice and pretty hot. Here goes my meat. Okay, so my meat is pretty much done. I'm going to take it out and put it onto the side. Okay, so I've got my meat on, drop in a couple of pats of butter, and I'm going to put in my onions, get that going. So in go my mushrooms. I did reserve the liquid off of them to put back in later on. So I'm going to get those sauteed with the onions as well. Okay, I've got my onions and mushrooms pretty much sauteed together, and as you can see, that browning on the bottom pretty much has come up with just the moisture from the mushrooms and onions and the butter I put in there. So I'm just going to add some garlic now, and I'm just going to just use my garlic press here if I can do it with one hand, and I can't. So I'm going to just put some garlic in here. Okay, so I've got my garlic all crushed up in there. And now I'm going to add my liquid from my mushrooms back in and some broth as well. And I'm gonna get that in there. And we are going to add our meat back in here and simmer it until the meat is tender. Should take These aren't really thick pieces, probably about a half an hour or so. So, see if I can do this. Meat go back in. And gonna cover this and turn it down to simmer, which is almost there right now, and let it go until the meat is tender. Don't forget to save your scraps from your veggies. I just put some scraps in here to make broth with later on. Just stick them in your freezer until you're heavy enough to make broth with. And don't forget, because I almost did, just add a little bit of all-purpose flour to help thicken your sauce. Just adding it in there. So I'm about halfway through the cooking process. You can see it's got it nice and thick. And I'm going to, I don't normally do this, but I have this rare cooking wine here. And as you can see, we had a heck of a time getting the top off because we don't usually use this. Not really. I put a little bit in there and get that in. You could probably put this in right away, I would think, but yeah. Do it earlier than I did it. Whew, that's strong. And I don't want to use a lot because kids are going to be eating this. But it's alcohol, even though it burns off. So yeah, it'll be okay. So I'm going to let this finish cooking. Let that simmer down again some more because it got nice and thick. And it smells delicious. I can say that. So I also put on the pot for my pasta while this is finishing up. I'll get my pasta cooked. And that is tonight's dinner, beef stroganoff with a side of green beans. That's what we're having for dinner tonight. And I forgot to show you, but I did add at the end my sour cream mix that I will show you how I made right now. So I don't have any sour cream to go into this dish in my pantry, so I'm going to try and DIY it. I have this cream cheese, I have whipped cream, and I have some lemon juice. So I think I'm going to try to DIY it. So in my little container here, I have some cream cheese, and I think I'm going to add a bit of milk just to thin it out because it is quite thick. So I'm just going to add a little bit of milk in here. And I'm going to add the lemon juice, a little, like a teaspoon, of lemon juice. And I'm just going to shake this up. Hopefully it smooths out. And I will use it as sour cream in my dish tonight. So one thing I have been enjoying baking is these bagels. I think I have a good recipe that I can really make these bagels and they stay soft out of the fridge and out of the freezer. So that's what I've been working on this week. So that's what we've been up to this week for the Three Rivers Pantry Challenge. I'm not showing you things that I've already shown you, so the videos are going to get a little shorter now that we're into the second month of this. So thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and click that notification bell to be notified when I upload videos. God bless, and remember, stay safe and keep prepping.